Do you agree that last year you made $56,814?
Yes, ma'am. I can't address something though, because my oldest daughter threatened to kill me that night.
He wants to protect his household.
Okay. Okay.
So he doesn't want whoever he's living with or his significant other to know about this other child. Is that correct, Mr. Whitlow?
Do you think that's in Julia Whitlow's best interest?
Or is it in your best interest?
Do you understand that the state is not allowed to take into consideration your bills?
Okay.
Only income.
So is the state considered to take in someone's habit?
I mean, it was just a habit of his. He would just come by if I wasn't answering, or if he felt like I was going to put him on child support, or I was seeing another guy.
Could anybody else possibly be the father of this child?
No, ma'am.
And you're separated now, is that correct?
That's correct.
When did you separate?
I left in May of this year. I believe it was like May 20th, 21, somewhere around there.
Okay. Has there been violence between you and Mr. Solomon?
It has in the past.
Okay, when is the last incident of violence, the month and the year?
The last incident that we had was in April before I left.
April of what year?
Of this year, 2024.
What happened?
James and I got into it for as in like a argument, and my oldest daughter lives with us, and she got in the middle of us trying to break us up. And at this time, he pretty much like attacked her and went to her room and threw her game controller through the wall.
Okay. Did he put his hands on you?
We had a tussle, yes.
Okay. And when you said you had a tussle, did you put your hands on each other?
I mean, we was pushing each other.
Okay, and who initiated that?
He came to me.
Okay. Did either one of you call the police?
My oldest daughter called the police because he told her she needed to get out the house.
How old is your oldest daughter?
She's 23.
Okay, did the police come?
Yes, ma'am.
Was anyone charged or arrested?
No one was arrested. I'm not sure if any charges was done. They
Okay.
just helped me get her things out, and she went to go stay with my mother.
Okay. And what, any other incidents happened before this one?
Yes, before that we had a domestic violence in 2 years ago.
What month and year, if you can remember?
October, I guess 2022.
Okay, what happened?
This is when he attacked me over my cell phone.
Okay, when you say he attacked you, did he put his hands
Yes,
on you?
he put his hands on me, pulled my hair, he bit me, he kicked me. It
Okay.
was, yeah, the police came out and they took him to jail.
Okay, are those charges pending?
No, the case is closed. We ended up going through a marriage counseling to resolve the matter, and the case was dropped after CPS was involved.
Okay. So are you asking for your information to not be
So CPS got involved because the children were present?
Yes, ma'am.
And how old are the children?
Currently 23, 19, and 10.
And what happened with the CPS case?
They came and did the interviews of all the kids. Well, the two youngest ones. They did the interview of the two youngest ones.
Mm-hmm.
And, she just came to the home and seen how the house and stuff was, and they closed the case. And she gave me like some information of different like domestic violence and counseling and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
You may proceed, Ms. Warren.
Did you ever get a protective order against Mr. Solomon?
It was one put in place once he was taken to jail, a 30-day one.
Okay, anything past that 30-day?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are you asking that your information not be disclosed in this order?
Well, he knows where I live and stuff currently.
Okay, but if you were to move, would you want to have to tell him where you went?
If we have a meetup place, that's fine. If I'm not concerned about it. I'm sure he'll stay away.
If I find family violence, it'll be an automatic non-disclosure. That's the law. If that's what I find after all the testimony, you may proceed.
Okay, are you asking to be named sole managing conservator with this child?
Yes, ma'am.
And for the father to be the possessory conservator?
Correct.
Are you comfortable, are you asking that there be a geographic restriction to Dallas and contiguous counties?
Yes, I won't move out of Dallas or, Florida counties.
Okay, are you comfortable with the standard possession order with an exchange location at the neighborhood Walmart on 820 Beltline in Cedar Hill?
Yes, ma'am. That's fine.
Okay. Are you asking for Mr. Solomon to pay child support in the amount of $709 a month beginning November 1st, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is there any private health insurance in place currently for the child?
Currently, no.
Okay, do you know if there's any available to either you or Mr. Solomon at a reasonable cost?
Well, we both work for the state, so it's available at the job, but it's expensive. Last time when I did try to apply for it, I believe they gave me a quote of like $450 of some kind. And then I also tried to apply for Medicaid and CHIP, but I was denied because of my income.
Okay,
So, the last result that they sent me was, maybe trying to go through the health insurance marketplace. And they should give me some type of, policy that I can afford to get.
okay, so you said that through the state, it's $450, is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you understand that the 9% of four is $429?
Okay.
I mean, is that what you
Yes,
discussed?
ma'am. I understand it.
Okay, are you asking for him to pay a cash medical of $429 to you?
Yes.
And you're wanting, you said you're wanting to apply through the marketplace, is that right?
Yes, health insurance marketplace. I believe it's like the Obamacare.
Okay,
They're supposed to send like quotes, but I checked my email. I haven't received anything yet.
okay. And so when did you move out? You said
I
May?
moved out in May. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're asking for retroactive support from June 1st till today?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that amount $3,545 for a retroactive judgment for child support?
Yes, ma'am. I guess so.
Okay, and are you asking the court to order him to pay $100 a month towards that beginning November 1st, 2024?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any retroactive medical or dental?
No, she doesn't have anything in place.
But there's no bills that need to be reimbursed or anything like that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'll pass this witness and call Mr.
Quick
Solomon.
question, ma'am.
Yes,
Have you or the gentleman filed for divorce?
I have not yet, and I'm not sure if he has yet.
Okay, and I'll be asked of him, as well as, have you ever put your hands on him first? Have you ever been arrested for any family violence towards him? And has he been granted any restraining orders or protective orders against you?
No, to all.
All right, go ahead, Ms.
Okay.
Warren, and you have 11 minutes left.
Okay, I'll call Mr. Solomon. Please state your name, sir.
James Solomon.
Okay, Mr. Solomon, from you, has Ms. Solomon ever put her hands on you first?
Yes, ma'am.
When would that have happened?
It's happened several times. Matter of fact, in the last case where she's talking about our daughter, it was actually domestic violence way before. It was verbal abuse. Like she called me on the
Okay.
phone screaming irate,
I'm gonna
cussing at me.
object as non-responsive, okay?
Say, listen to her question and be very specific. So start with the most recent incident. Her question
April.
was to you, wait one sec. The question was, has your wife ever put her hands on you first?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
And so what month and year, the most recent incident where she put her hands on you first, sir?
It was April of 2024. She hit me with an
And-
iron.
She hit you with an iron. Did you call the police?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Okay. And prior to that, where did she hit you with the iron at?
In the forehead right here.
In the forehead. Okay. And prior to that, any other incidents where she put her hands on you first, sir?
Yes, October of 2023.
Okay, what happened?
I was laying in the bed. She was questioning me about some of my whereabouts and asking me where I had been. And she just started punching me.
Was she arrested?
No, I didn't call in the police.
Okay. Has she ever been arrested for any family violence towards you?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever been granted any restraining orders or protective orders against her?
No, ma'am.
You understand, if I find family violence, it cannot be joint managing conservatorship, and I would have a non-disclosure finding in place where your addresses and phone numbers wouldn't be in the order. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And there would be drop off and pickups at an exchange location. You two would not be going to each other's homes. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you filed for a divorce?
No, ma'am.
And what type of visitation are you requesting? Is the overnight visits every other weekend, rotating holidays? Is that your request?
No, I wanted joint custody because when she's
You
talking about,
can't have joint custody. You both are testifying to family violence. So if I believe both of you, you can't have joint custody. Law won't
okay,
allow it. So my question to you again is, are you
yes, ma'am.
requesting overnight visits every other weekend, Friday to Sunday, rotating holidays, having time for spring vacation and summer vacation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead, counsel, with the monetary.
Okay. Do you
Can I
agree?
speak on the 2024 issue in April about our oldest daughter?
Let me say this, what I'm gonna find. It's mutual family. Well, let me take that back. Ma'am, he stated you hit him in the head with an iron. Did you do that?
No, ma'am, I haven't hit him in the head with no iron.
Ever?
That's
No.
why they didn't call. That's why they
Wait,
didn't call.
stop, Mr. Sullivan. Stop. He just made that up on you?
Yes, ma'am, I haven't hit him in the head with no iron. I was earning when he came and attacked me, but I did not hit him in the head with no iron.
Did
He
you
would have
use
more than a scar. It would be a burn or something.
Did you use an iron to defend yourself?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Have you ever punched him when he was laying in the bed?
If he done kicked me in my back, I probably have swung back.
So you're saying you've never, ever put your
I've
hands
never-
on him first?
I've never hit him first. No,
Have
ma'am.
y'all gotten in disagreements about where he was?
Yes, if he done question, yes, ma'am, we have.
Okay. All right.
Can I say one thing?
1 second, sir. Counsel, any questions on family violence?
Not from, no. No,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Well, let me say something regarding my ruling. I'm gonna find mutual family violence and a mutual non-disclosure finding. Because of that, the law will not allow me to order joint managing conservatorship. It'll be sole managing conservatorship, the custodial parent, no geographical restriction. Mother will decide where the minor lives, father to have possessory, standard visitation, and exchange location as proposed. You may proceed, Ms. Warren.
Okay. Mr. Solomon, do you agree that last year you made $56,814?
Yes, ma'am. I can't address something though, because my oldest daughter threatened to kill me that night. That's why I put her out.
No,
I'm objecting.
can't. We have moved on. I found mutual family violence. That's all that I can do. Okay.
Okay. So you agree that that was your income last year, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And based on your income, that child support, well, let me tell you this first. Medical support at 9% would be $429. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any private insurance available to you at a reasonable cost, which would be that cost or lower?
Well, she just used my social security number to
Okay.
apply for Texas Health.
Do you have private insurance available to you that is at that cost or less, $429?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay. And do you agree with mother applying to the marketplace and you paying that as cash medical?
I really don't have a choice.
Okay. And using that deduction of $429, do you understand that the guideline support would be $709 for you to pay as child support?
I understand.
Okay, so, and you understand the state's requesting that. Do you agree with that amount for child support beginning November 1st, 2024?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay, and what are you proposing as child support?
Well, we still have a marital house that I pay a mortgage of $2,200, and it's just gonna put me in I can't take care of myself. I mean, so I'm thinking more
So
like
1 second, you've paid the mortgage of $2,200 each and every month since the two of you have separated, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that would be, you correct me if I'm wrong, I heard her testify that the two of you separated since May of 2024?
Yes, ma'am. On May the 20th, she left.
And who lives in the marital home?
I do.
Okay, by yourself?
Me and my son, he's a
Okay.
19-year-old
All
college
right.
student.
Well, then child support would still be ordered, sir. She's not living in the home. You are. Okay. Go ahead, counsel for the state.
Okay, and have you provided any support to the mother since you separated? That would be beginning June 1st, 2024 until today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so do you agree with the amount, the calculation for retroactive support, which is $709 times 5 in the amount of $3,545?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you agree to pay that back at $100 a month beginning November 1st, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no further questions. Oh, let me ask this. Do you agree that there's zero medical and dental retroactive?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no further questions, and the state would request that Mr. Solomon be ordered to pay court costs as billed in 60 days.
Okay, medical reimbursement of the 429 is ordered. Child support 709, all beginning November the 1st. Retroactive child support $3,545, payout 100 beginning November the 1st. Court costs 60 days from today's date. And for the record, this is only for the one minor child, not the other two that have only emancipated. I want to make sure that they understand that. If either one of you disagree with my ruling, appeal my decision, you would have to file it yourself. And the AG's office would not assist with that. They represent only the state of Texas. You have 3 working days from today's date to do that. Only a district court judge could change this order, and you both will receive a copy of the order via your emails today. You both are free to go. Have a good day.
It's a hearing, it's a partial agreement.
And
but
how much time are you requesting, counsel?
I'm gonna say 20 minutes.
Okay, you may proceed.
Okay, well, let me read the agreement first. The parties agree that mother will be the sole managing conservator of the child, Julia, born in 2020. Father will be the possessory conservator. Father does not want any visitation. And so there'll be no visitation, no medical or dental retroactive. And that's the extent of the agreement. I will call the mother. Please state your name, ma'am.
Apollonia McFadden.
And did you hear the agreement as I read on the record?
Yes, but it said Julia was born in 2020 and she was born in 2010.
2010. I misspoke. I apologize. I was reading 2010. So Julia born 2010. Other than that mistake, was the agreement, is that in fact your agreement?
Yes.
Okay, and you're asking the court to make that its order?
Yes.
Is that in the best interest of Julia?
Yes.
Okay, and I will call Mr.
Paternity
McFadden.
questions, counsel?
Um,
Paternity?
Okay. I was going to ask that on the contested part, but I'll go ahead.
Wait, is it contested that he's the father?
It is not. It is not. It's
Okay,
not.
so then you need to ask it in your
Yes.
proof.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. McFadden, are you the mother, Julia?
Yes,
And who is the father?
Aaron Whitlow.
Have you ever been married to anyone?
No,
Could there possibly be anyone else that is the father?
no,
Did you and Mr. Whitlow sign an acknowledgement of paternity?
yes.
Okay. Now I pass the witness. Call Mr. Whitlow. Mr. Whitlow, did you hear and understand the agreement as I read on the record?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that in fact your agreement?
Yes.
You're to always start with paternity. No one gets rights to a child unless you can establish paternity, right?
Okay.
So
And you agree you're the father of the child, Julia Whitlow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why are you agreeing to no visitation?
Cause it's like this personal situation involving.
is the no visitation contested?
No.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Whitlow. Why are you agreeing to the no visitation is her question.
This, I just want to take my household.
What was that again, sir?
He wants to protect his household.
Okay. Okay.
So he doesn't want whoever he's living with or his significant other to know about this other child. Is that correct, Mr. Whitlow?
No, she knows about it. Julia stayed with me for a little bit. I just have young kids, and I feel like right now, just saying, if with Julia coming over to the house, it'll cause conflicts.
Okay.
So
So
then Julia just has to suffer, right? And won't have a father because you procreated her and now she won't be able to have a relationship with her father, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So the child just gets to suffer for adults' decisions, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms.
All right.
Warren, you can keep on with your question.
So you're asking the court to approve this as your agreement and make it an order of the court? Is that right, Mr. Whitlow? You're asking the court to make this its order, this
Oh, yeah,
agreement?
fine. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and do you think that's in Julia Whitlow's best interest?
Or is it in your best interest? You hadn't thought about it that way, huh, Mr. Whitlow? You said you were protecting your house, but you're not protecting her and her best interest to have a relationship with both parents, are you?
Yeah, like neither me or her is on a relationship with each other. She's 13, and the issue hasn't really been pressed. It just she got up. Everything was fine. She got uprooted, dead silence, no nothing.
And whoever caused the uprooting, silence, no nothing, are probably one or both of you that's in this courtroom because she's a child. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Ms. Warren, any other questions of him?
No.
Okay.
Ask the court to,
The agreement between the adults and you may proceed.
okay. So I'll call Ms. McFadden again. Ms. McFadden, has there been any violence between you and Mr. Whitlow?
Yes,
What was the last instance of violence?
April 20th of 2021
What
or
hap-
2011. My apologies, 2011.
That's the most recent, 2011?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened?
Mr. Whitlow strangled me till the blood vessels busted in my eyes.
Did you call the police?
My neighbors called the police.
Was he charged?
Yes,
He was arrested?
yes.
Was he eventually convicted?
I'm not for sure.
Okay, did you get a protective order against him?
Yes,
And was that a 2-year protective order?
correct. Yes.
Okay. And nothing's happened since then?
No.
And anything happened prior to that?
Yes.
Okay. Has it been I guess a normal occurrence for that to happen?
While we were in a relationship, yes.
Okay. And you're asking the court to find family violence?
I'm asking the court to do what again?
Find family violence against him. Because you said he's been violent against you, correct?
Right, but when you say find family violence, what does that mean exactly?
That he has been violent toward you.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. And with that, you understand the court, if the court finds family violence, that there would be no disclosure of your information in this order?
Yes.
And you're asking that as well?
Yes.
Okay. So do you know if Mr. Whitlow has any other children that are minor
Well,
children?
before we get to that, have you ever put your hands on him first? Has he ever been granting restraining orders or protective orders against you? And have you ever been arrested for any family violence towards him?
No, ma'am.
You may proceed, Ms. Williams.
Okay. Does he have any other minor children living with him?
To my knowledge, yes.
And how many do you know of?
I'm not for sure. I believe 2.
Okay. And you understand,
Wait, counsel only said minor children living with them. Are the minor children biologically or adopted his? Are you aware of that, Ms. Fatton?
2 of the 2 children are biologically his children.
Thank you. Go ahead.
are
counsel.
you aware of any not living with him that he would have an obligation to support?
No.
Okay, those are his only other children. Is that right?
He has a total of 4 children, 2 of them adults, 2 of them are
Okay.
minors.
Okay. Do you or Mr. Whitlow have private insurance available to you at a reasonable cost?
No, my daughter is on CHIP.
Okay. Are you asking for Mr. Whitlow to pay $109 a month, which is a prorated amount, beginning November 1st, 2024 for medical support?
Is that, I'm a little bit confused on that, considering that she gets CHIP.
Okay.
It stays with the state, ma'am, and they're requesting that he reimburse the state the 109.
Okay, so that's not up to me essentially, right?
You're so right. It's
Okay,
their money that they're asking for. That's
right.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. And do you understand the state's seeking child support in the amount of $477 from Mr. Whitlow beginning November 1st, 2024? Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
And has he supported you from August the 5th, 2020 till today? Supported the child, I mean?
You said August of what year?
2020?
August of 2020 until now?
Yes.
I calculated what he has given in that time frame, and I have it documented via Cash App of the $535 that I mentioned in
Okay.
mediation.
Okay. So giving credit for that $535, do you agree with the amount of $4,076.88 for retroactive child support as of today?
Yes.
Do you agree with the court order for him to pay that back at $71 a month beginning November 1st, 2024?
Yes.
Okay, I'll pass this witness and call Mr. Whitlow. Now, Mr. Whitlow, you are making $21 an hour, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
We're
And the
gonna
only-
start with family violence first.
Oh, okay. Mr. Whitlow, has there been any violence between you and the mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you agree with the statement that she made that you were convicted after strangling her back in 2011?
Yes, but when the police got called out, I didn't go to jail that night.
Okay, but you were you eventually convicted of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and there was a protective order because of that, correct?
The arrest came from the protective order.
Okay, has she ever put her hands on you first?
No, ma'am.
Okay, has there been any violence initiated by her at all against you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any reason why having your information in this order would cause you any harm?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you make $21 an hour, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that your child support was calculated based on that? Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have private insurance available to you at a reasonable cost?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And are there any other children besides the two minor children that you have a duty to support? The two other minor children?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So with that amount being prorated, you understand the state's requesting a cash medical in the amount of $109 a month, beginning November 1st, 2024.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hey, can I go back to that family violence?
Well,
What is there to go back to? You admitted you were convicted and there's a protective order. So by law, I have to follow that. That's family violence. So I can't relitigate any of that. You admitted there was a protective order. Another court found that. So there's nothing else to discuss regarding that, sir. Go ahead, Ms. Warren.
Okay. So I was asking about the medical. Do you agree? I mean, do you understand that's what the state is requesting you to pay for medical? 109.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that the state's requesting you to pay $477 in child support beginning November 1st, 2024.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you have a disagreement with that?
Yes.
What is your disagreement?
I can't afford $500 a month.
Okay. Is it true that you're making $21 a month?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that's
Wait,
guidelines?
he makes $21 a month?
I'm
or
sorry, an hour. I apologize, Judge, an hour, $21 an hour.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that was based on your stated income, guideline support. Okay,
I'm sorry.
did you hear my question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you pay any, other than the $535 that Mother's given you credit for, have you paid anything else in retroactive child support from August 5th, 2020 until today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so do you agree with the calculated amount of $4,076.88 for retroactive child support?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and do you agree to pay that back at $71 a month, beginning November 1st, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ms. Mosley, are you in full agreement with the proposed order from the state?
Yes, I am.
Okay, is there anything that you are in disagreement with today?
No, I'm in agreement with whatever the courts request or say it's feasible. Yes.
Okay, I will pass this witness and I will call Adrian Wright. Mr. Wright, what is your disagreement with the state's proposed order?
Because I take care of my kids to the best of my ability. Right now, I'm financially not stable. My hours, I work for the post office and the mail is low right now. Mail volume is low. So I'm only getting 20, 25 hours a week if that. And it's like my hours are going up and down. They go up and down. So it's like not a
Okay,
set
so
amount that I receive a month.
Mr. Wright, is your only issue with the proposed amount of child support?
What do you mean?
Is your only disagreement with the order is that you are being requested to pay child support?
Yes, man. I don't feel like I should pay anything because I do for my kids when I need to.
So it's not the amount, is it the amount of child support you're in disagreement with? Or is it that you just don't believe you should be paying child support?
I don't believe I should be paying child support at all. Like I said, I take care of my kids to the best of my abilities. With everything I have going on and anything I have going on, I still do for my kids. I got a loan out right now that I'm paying back, a $1,500 loan right now that I'm paying $100 a month on for them right now. I take loans out for birthdays. I take loans out for Christmases and everything like that. If I don't have the funds, I take loans out. So Like I feel like, and I let her know this. I get no help in repaying those loans back or nothing. I pay it all back on my own and over the time.
All right. Do you understand that your children are currently on a government insurance plan for their health?
I mean, if that's on her. I mean, if that's the
Are
case,
you, Mr. Wright, are you able to provide private insurance for your children's health insurance?
no, ma'am. With the income I'm coming, like I said, I'm like partially part time. It's like I'm almost part time. I'm not able to do anything. Not then and pay my bills.
Do you understand that the net? Okay, so the amount that your child support is based off of is the net resources is $1,642.81. Would you agree that that amount is correct?
I mean, like I said, I don't know. No, ma'am, I don't.
What do you say you make per month, Mr. Wright?
Anywhere from like 18 to 2,000 per
Okay, so
month.
anywhere from 1,800 to 2,000. Do you understand that the state took into account your gross monthly amount of $2,017.17, and the other child that you have outside of this case was taken into consideration when establishing what your medical support and child support will be?
No, ma'am, I really didn't understand that part.
Okay, so everything is based on guideline support, guideline amounts. So we're proposing that you would reimburse cash dental because Miss Mosley is covering dental, so $20 a month to pay for the dental support. Would you be in agreement with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then you would pay $120 for medical support that goes back to the state of Texas. Would you agree with that?
She said,
That will cover the health insurance, and that goes to the state of Texas for the children.
so that's gonna be what, 140 a month?
So $20 for dental, $120 for medical.
So what happens if I
And
do,
then,
ma'am,
Miss,
hold on. Can I ask you a question? What?
no, sir,
No, Mr. Wright, she gets to ask the questions and I get to ask the question. It's a hearing. Okay, go ahead,
Okay.
Counsel.
So take into account that you would pay $20 in dental support, $120 medical support. The guideline child support would be $370 a month. Now, is there any legal reason that you are asking this court to deviate from that $370?
Any legal reason?
Yes. Is there any legal reason why your child support should not be $370?
Yes, man. I'm dealing with a case right now. I have a case open right now that I'm dealing with. I'm paying $60 a month to come check in. And like I said, I had devices put in my car. They just took the devices out, but I'm still behind on my bills right now for paying those bills and doing everything I need to do.
Okay. Do you understand that the state is not allowed to take into consideration your bills?
Okay.
Only income.
So is the state considered to take in someone's habit?
You're asking questions of her. She can ask questions of you. Go ahead, Counsel.
And do you understand that by law, you are responsible for court costs that's billed 60 days from today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, do you have any safety concerns for yourself, your children, if your contact information is in the order?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I will pass this witness, and let me recall Ms. Jasmine Mosley. Ms. Mosley, just to confirm, do you have any safety concerns for yourself or your children if your contact information is in this order?
Could you repeat that question one more time? I don't have any safety concerns, no. I think that's what you were asking. I'm sorry.
Yes. Do you have any safety concerns for yourself or your children if your contact information is in this order?
No.
All right, I will pass the witness.
Attorney questions? And specifically family violence questions for both.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, I'm
My
asking.
apologies to the court. I think I will recall Miss Jasmine Mosley. And Miss Mosley, can you state the name of the children that's before the court?
Yes, ma'am. It's Aja Wright and
Uh-huh.
Adria Wright.
All right. And I believe, okay, so paternity was already established prior for Audria, correct?
Yes, I believe
And
there was no DNA test, but because he signed the birth certificate for Adrian
okay,
and
so
Aja.
so we're confirming paternity today for Aja Wright, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, when Aja was conceived or born, were you married to anyone?
No,
Okay. Could anyone but Mr. Adrian DeMarcus Wright be the father of
No.
Aja?
No.
Okay. Has there ever been any family violence between you and Mr. Wright?
yes.
Okay. What was the last month and year of an incident?
It's been so long. We're not really around each other. Ever since I guess he started, living his separate life when he was, having his son. We haven't really been in contact like that. So it's been a while. I mean, we're around each other, but
Okay.
the violence is not a problem these days.
Okay. Do you recall the last month and year that you all did have some type of family violence issue?
I want to say,
The prior order from 2014, was there any violence then in 2014?
I can't remember, but if we were communicating, it more than likely was.
Okay. As there was nothing
So
noted in
she's asking, since the last order in 2014, has there been any family violence between you and father?
Yes, he's come and harassed me and threatened me in the past, but not in the past 2 or 3 years.
Okay, and what were the specific threats?
That he would kill me and my family. And
Okay. So in your proposed order, counsel, you've requested joint managing conservatorship.
Yes. Okay. Since 2014, do you recall a family violence incident you can address with the court, Ms. Mosley?
Since 2014?
Yes, ma'am.
No. I mean, we've had disagreements, but no, other than that.
Have you ever called the police on him?
I have. It wasn't physical, but yes, I have since 2014. I have absolutely, yes.
And why would you call the police on him?
He was coming by my family's house, harassing us and trying to, it was just a habit of his. He would just come by if I wasn't answering, or if he felt like I was going to put him on child support, or I was seeing another guy. He would come by harassing me, my grandmother, my cousins. He's called my friends. He would just act irate, because of.
Okay, so have you ever got a restraining order or protective order against him?
No, and I want to explain why. I like to think of myself as a strong woman, and I can handle myself. But at one point I think I called the courts, and I had CPS involved, and I called on myself because it was that bad. If you look up the records, you will probably see that. But they came to both my house at the time. I was living with my grandmother, and they came to his house. So I did everything except do the restraining order because things had dialed down. And yeah.
Was this after 2014?
I don't want to lie. Yes, it was. It was after 2014. Yes.
Okay. Did this occur after the second child was born?
Yes, I believe so. It should be on record. I don't want to lie, but
and ma'am, let me ask you this. You've testified extensively regarding allegations of family violence since the last order. What about, because the same questions are going to be asked of him, could he ever state that he was the victim of any family violence from you? Have you ever threatened him or put your hands on him first since the order that was in place in 2014?
No, I've never put my hands on him.
And has dad ever been granted any restraining orders or protective orders against you? Okay. All right. Next witness, counsel.
Well, Ms. Mosley, is there a reason that you're requesting to be appointed joint managing conservators of the children?
Well, I didn't know that was in there, and forgive me for my ignorance. But I was told all the things that you're asking right now, I would have to take that up in a family court. This would just be about finances. So I wasn't really prepared to, present all of that because I was informed.
Who told you that during the negotiation conference with them?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is family court, and that should have been explained to you. So the person from the Attorney General's office during your negotiation conference told you that.
Yes, ma'am. I believe it was recorded, but I just assumed that after this was over, maybe I could do something then. But as far as joint,
today's the date. This is family court. Today's the
Okay.
date for all of that. So when
Okay.
she originally asked you, did you agree with everything in the order? In the order is represented as if the two of you should be joint managing conservators, as if there's never been any family violence since the last order. Because she did not ask those questions, I asked her to ask you, because that needs to be part of the prove up every single time, family violence and paternity, because I need to know these things. Now, some questions of him are going to be asked as well, and I'm going to ask them. Mr. Wright, you alluded to you have some legal issues and you're paying some fees. So are you on probation for something, sir?
No, I'm on not probation, but I guess you would call that on bond.
You out on bond for what?
Yes, ma'am.
Supervised bond. What were you arrested for?
I got a DWI.
Okay. Now, have you heard mother's testimony regarding family violence? Have you threatened to harm her or ever, or put your hands on her since the 2014 order?
Might have out of anger. I'm not gonna lie. Since I raised my hand, I'm not gonna lie. But I need her. The statement that she made was
wait. 1 second.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask about her too. I'm asking about you first.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you say you're not gonna lie, are you saying there has been family violence between you and mom since 2014? Right?
Not necessarily family violence, but words.
Well, words. If you threaten to hurt her or the children, or destroy her property, or damage her property, that can be considered family violence. Have you done that, sir?
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I guess if you want to say that.
Okay. Now, have mother ever threatened you, destroyed your property, or put her hands on you first since the last order in 2014, Mr. Wright?
Oh, yes, ma'am. And popped up at my house, punched me in my stomach.
Wait 1 second. Give me the month and the year of the most recent incident.
The most recent incident?
Yes, sir. The month and the year, the most recent incident where you're stating you were the victim of her family violence first.
I want to say probably about a couple months. She got mad because I wasn't answering my phone, and she popped up at my house and beat on my door and stated that, yeah, you this and that, you don't take her, she's basically pretty much has called my new baby mama, my new mother of my child, calling